All right. Today we're stripping away the idea of fashion and getting into something a lot more technical.
Yeah, it's a totally different lens.
The article we are discussing calls it style engineering. We're looking at this method that claims it can take you from a 0 to a 5 in your style.
Mastery level.
Exactly. And not by chasing brands, but by applying a kind of an engineering mindset to how you dress.
It's a fascinating pivot. The text calls it going PRO. It argues most men are sort of stuck. They're just covering their bodies.
Right, just passive consumers.
The goal here is what it calls personal intentional dressing, moving from being a consumer to, well, a creator of your own presentation.
And that journey starts with something that isn't very sexy at all.
Yeah.
Hard data.
This is the absolute foundation. The article makes this huge point about estimated
The
size.
size 32 waist you think you have.
Exactly. The tag says 32, but that tag is just marketing. It's not a real measurement. The text says you have to know your body objectively.
In centimeters, it says. Thigh circumference, knee width, calves.
All of it. It's like knowing the actual engine specs of your car instead of just the model name.
And once you have those numbers, that's when you can get what the article calls the wow effect.
Right. And the wow effect isn't magic. It's geometry. It's the visual harmony that happens when your clothes actually align with your physical reality.
And here's the part I really appreciated. You don't need to be a fitness model to pull this off.
No, not at all. That's a crucial insight. The text is very clear that clothes can't fix poor health, but they can amplify discipline. It's all about symmetry.
So even with, say, body fat over 15%, if the clothing's geometry accounts for your body's shape, you project order instead of messiness.
So how do you get that geometry? The article's step one is non-negotiable.
And maybe a little intimidating for some people.
It says you have to visit a tailor, not to buy anything, just to get audited.
This is your data collection phase. You go in, you pay them for their time, and you get measured like you're creating a bespoke suit from the ground up.
And the psychological shift there is huge. It stops you from thinking, my body is wrong for these pants.
And you start realizing, oh, these pants were cut for a generic average that doesn't actually exist.
That's what the text calls the law of refinement. It says the man who invests in fit doesn't just look different, he becomes different. He stops compromising.
Okay, let's be practical. Because a custom wardrobe is, expensive.
Yeah.
How do we apply this without a bespoke budget?
That's where step 4 comes in, the micro adjustments.
The strategy here is to buy good quality off-the-rack pieces that fit your widest points, like your shoulders or your waist, and then use that tailor data to tweak them.
Precisely. We're not talking about rebuilding the garment from scratch. We're talking about small things.
Like shortening a sleeve so that exactly 1 centimeter of your shirt cuff is showing.
Or tapering the leg of a jean so it doesn't bunch up over your shoes. Tiny changes.
Or even simpler, the hardware. The article mentions swapping out cheap plastic buttons for horn or metal ones.
Yeah. It's a $5 change that can totally alter the character of a jacket. The text calls these macro signals.
I like that. Little details that send a big message.
Yeah. A pro notices the slope of a shoulder. They notice how a curved hem can elongate the torso. When you make these micro adjustments, you're turning a commodity into a tool.
It totally reframes how you shop. You're not looking for a perfect fit off the rack anymore because you know it doesn't exist.
You're looking for good raw materials that you can then refine.
And that all leads to the final concept in the piece, sovereignty.
Mm-hmm. When you engineer your style, your clothes stop being just, protection from the cold. They become personal architecture. You're literally building the interface between you and the world.
It's a really powerful takeaway. It argues that style isn't superficial at all. It's an exercise in self-respect and precision.
So it leaves us with a final question, something for you to think about. If customization is, as the text says, authoring your identity, what story are your current clothes telling about you completely by accident?